Hi everyone, how are you? I will give everyone a moment to find us right here. I'm so excited. We're going to be doing a full moon releasing activation. You're going to feel so much better after you do a lot of releasing today. And this is kind of like a although it's a full moon releasing, it's an exercise that you can listen to the video and then you can come back to the video and I give you step-by-step instructions. Say hello when you come. I would like to know that you're here and where you're from. And my name is Lisa Jo Davis. Hi, Claire. Hi, Wendy. Thank you for joining us today. So some of the things that you'll need for this exercise that we're going to be doing, you can gather up after you have seen the recorded session, but you'll need a black ink pen, a white piece of paper, have it all right here, a black pen, a white piece of paper that's blank. You'll need, if you have it, it's okay if you don't, Palo Alto Santos or a sage stick, a little white tea light candle, or just a small white candle. And I have a fireproof container for when we burn these things that we're ready to release. I have a little bit of table salt and also a lighter or matches. So you don't have to have these things right now, but after we do this exercise and I explain everything that's going on, you can do this yourself. Oops, brought my paper. Okay, so I hope everyone's doing well. Okay, so we'll just wait maybe one more minute. And again, if you don't have all these things and all you have is your paper, your pen, and your candle, and a fireproof container salt, that's fine. If you don't have any of the sage or you know the stick here, the Palo Santo stick, you can also go in and cleanse yourself, different ways, like a shower and everything like that. So this started. So the full moon is a great time to start releasing. So this full moon releasing activation that we'll be doing will bring you retrospect to your previous experiences and choices. And I'm going gently guide you to release. And then you're going to be able to have a little more freedom and foresight moving forward. And to work with me privately, my links are below. So let's get started. So the full moon is most powerful. This particular full moon is really powerful because it's one of the lunar phases for the eclipse. And it can have a profound spiritual effect if you know how to harness its purifying energies. Aside from the usual intense and tricky emotions that happen during the full moon, it can bring to surface this one. It can bring a lot of tricky. I kind of lost my spot. So it can bring a lot of intense and tricky emotions during this type of a full moon. So you kind of want to be prepared. Different people will be acting different ways. You may see, like, for an example, during the full moon, emergency rooms will see a lot of the similar type of cases that come through. So it's really interesting. And I know firsthand because I've been in the ER during full moons. And I believe the last time that I went was a couple months ago. And I was going in for some heart issues. And almost everybody that came in had something to do with their heart. It's not beating right, or, they have concerns. So another full moon, for example, that I happened to be in I was there for a broken bone. And sure enough, a lot of people that came in through there had injured themselves. Some of them were broke, or some of them had a little bit of fractures in their bones. So it's very interesting when the full moon comes out, what type of energy is running that day. So it's always good to be prepared because you're going to be dealing with a lot of different people, different emotions, right? So the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, which starts today at 4:47 Eastern time. So if you're on the Pacific, it would be 1:47 p.m. today. This moon serves as a gentle reality check. It could stir up emotions like anger or even betrayal. So instead of venting those feelings on unsuspecting people or other people that are in your home, grab a journal and dig deep. So if there's something that is actually bothering you, sometimes it's just good to sit with that, right? And to feel, why is it coming up? Why, and just kind of write it out and feel into it instead of ignoring it and wishing it to go away. After you do this exercise or ritual, however you want to look at it, you'll be able to do some more journaling, and it'll help you, kind of seed out different emotions that you're having. So now more than ever, it's the perfect time to practice speaking less and contemplating the motives behind your words that you are speaking. Seriously, you don't want to regret what you are saying. So think before you speak. It's really kind of one of those days. And this full moon exercise you can do today or into tomorrow. It would be best if you could do it today, but if you're not able to get to it, you can start it and then finish it tomorrow. But it's very important that you would do this for yourself. It's a time to forge new paths of personal growth and positivity. This allows us to harness the moon's energy to release what no longer serves us. As you let go of these energy forces and these negative experiences or thoughts, you will absorb only healing and positive energy that will replace what you are releasing. So you're not going to have a void. It's going to be filled up with love and compassion and positive energy. This full moon exercise is for releasing the things in our lives that no longer serves us, such as addictions to unhealthy food and snacks. I'm a little guilty about that myself. It could be drugs or alcohol, excessive spending. It could even be excessive unhealthy sex. Purging these emotional and physical sufferings involved in any current or previous relationships, discharging physical and emotional pains. So what I would like you to do now is begin by taking a breath in and exhaling anything that may be stuck, stagnant, or blocked. And these are cleansing breaths that we're going to start with today. And after you do a few cleansing breaths, go back to a regular breathing rhythm that's comfortable for you. So as you're doing this, make the intention of using your grounding cord that's located near the spine, the bottom of your spine. And you're going to make that intention by placing it into the earth. And as it travels down to the center of earth, you're going to feel a lot of support as you release today. So as you do that, I'm going to align all of your energy points in your body, and this will allow you to have more foresight in your actions. And then I'm going to take my obsidian and I'm going to cut these intentions that you want to get rid of, that you're ready to let go. And this will help you get started. So let me feel collectively everybody's energies right now. And that feels a lot better. So instead of waiting and talking to you and then giving you this activation, we're going to do it at the beginning so that it starts working on you now. And then I'm going to be talking to you as you receive the activations. When I do this activation for you, it's going to be different for each and every person, but typically the energy will start up here near your crown or near your shoulders, on your left, right, or in the center, and it travels downwards towards your feet. And sometimes you'll even feel it coming in through your hands. So everybody's a little different, and it will be different for everyone. The energies of all the different activations that we do have different energies. They will feel a little different from previous ones that you've done or that you've experienced with me. So go ahead and take a breath in and release. It has been requested and approved to give you the full moon releasing activation now. Push that through you to begin. So it does seem to be a little stronger than some of the other ones. You should start feeling that energy come to you now. And it doesn't matter whether you're watching this live now or whether you're watching it in the future. They'll all have the same effects for you. So we are releasing for you and all of your ancestors, going deep through all timelines and dimensions back to the creation of you. And when we heal ourselves, we also heal our ancestors. I'm going to lock this in because I'm being guided to do some light language right now. Asiro diradico chita si nino dita takotina askanina otuganaki asana. So while this energy is flowing through you, think about these questions that I'm going to pose to you. The energy is still flowing through you. So if you feel like the energy has stopped and it's not continually going down, let's say it's kind of stopped above your heart, between your throat and your heart, just go ahead and move that part of your body. You can even tap on it a couple of times to get that energy to continue down. I feel like someone has that energy stuck in their solar plexus or your stomach area. So we're going to push that through. I would like you to move that waist around, you know, allow that energy to continue flowing down. You guys are doing really good. So some of the questions that you might pose to yourself is ask yourself, have you been lazy or overly self-indulgent this month? Have you been too obsessed with money or status symbols? Have you been stubborn? I have. Jealous or possessive? And this would be like during this week. Have you been doing too much comfort eating? That would be me. Have you done enough exercise? Guilty as charged. That would be a no for me. So it's a perfect time for releasing these type of blocks. Forgive yourself on how you handled various situations or your experiences lately, because forgiveness also helps us to move forward. Sometimes we just need to forgive ourselves for acting a particular way, you know, like sometimes it's just a, um, what, what is it? It's like, when you forgive it, you know, whether it's your fault or you feel like it's somebody else's fault, the reaction that you have to the experience possibly needs to be forgiven. You can give the forgiveness up to God to allow Him to deal with it because it can be so painful or very hurtful. But it also helps us to move forward by forgiving the other person as well, because you don't want to hold on to that. It causes a lot of resentment, and it just kind of leads and snowballs into other words that maybe you're not really feeling, but you're just frustrated and you just kind of want to yell at somebody. It is time to release everything that does not serve your highest good of self. So, how's that energy flowing in you? Has it made it down to your feet? And if so, that's great. If not, it will eventually move. If it's stuck, what are you supposed to do? Move that body part. So today, after this session, or you know, if you feel like doing it right after this recording or later in the evening, closer to the full moon, you're going to make a list of all negative thoughts and all baggage that needs to be released. Any fears of changes, any painful memories that keep repeating. It's like no matter what you do, it just keep thinking about. So that would be an example. List it all down, right? List everything that is bothering you, because no one's going to see your list. You're going to end up burning it in the end. So it's kind of a private thing. So if if there's something very sensitive, don't worry about it. It's going to be burned up. So list all of it on your paper. Remember, you're going to use a black ink pen, and you're going to use a piece of paper. So do this for you and enter into the next steps of your life by filling it and releasing it. I ask that as you release, know that you've made that step to fully engage in your own transformation and healing. So some of the things that I would like you to do when you're doing this is take the time for yourself. It doesn't take very long to do this. So you just kind of don't want to be interrupted by anybody. It kind of throws you off a little bit. If you are interrupted, just thank the interruption because there's a reason that happened. Don't get mad, don't get upset. And then when you feel like you're calm, go ahead and take those breaths. You'll still be grounded into the earth. So just kind of give a couple of deep breaths in and out and center within your heart. So you're going to find a sacred spot or space, preferably under the light of the full moon, where you will not be interrupted. You're going to smudge your body with one of these. Or if you don't have any sage or anything, you could cleanse your body by taking a shower. So you can also just ask that all the tools that you are using, which would be, the candle, the salt, the paper, and the pens, be blessed and cleansed by, God's holy light. So you can use that sage or any other cleansing medium that you prefer. Again, you can cleanse before you start this by taking a shower or a bath, and you're going to be washing everything downwards, right? Because you're releasing, you're cleansing yourself. So all of your hands, motions, as you're showering, you go down and everything kind of goes out of the drain. So one of the things that you'll do is light the candle and give thanks to Creator, the moon, and your spiritual guides. And place your fireproof, safe container near your candle. And you're going to write down, and you can light your candle, okay, while you're writing down the things that you're ready to release on that paper that no longer serves you. And remember that the things that you list could include attitudes of yourself, like how you respond to somebody else. It could be things to do with emotions, relationship ties. It could be your partner, friends. It could be children. It could be a neighbor. So anything that you feel like is maybe strained a little bit, you could release it. Illness. So if you've been sick recently, you can list down your illness that you're ready to release and allow healing to begin. Habits, addictions, and even cords of attachments. So cords of attachment are similar to like a parent and a child or a husband and a wife. So sometimes those cords of attachments, it can be even to, you can even have an attachment to an experience. So things that you're ready to release, it doesn't completely erase that person out of your life or that experience, but it helps heal it, right? Because you've acknowledged that this is something that you would like to heal. Positive cords of attachment will automatically come back, but sometimes it's just good to kind of, what I do is like empty it out, and then that attachment's going to come back up, but it's going to be a little more healthier. And it's great to have this type of things written down or pre-written out before you get started with the other steps. So, take your time and think about really what you would like to release. Sometimes it helps if you write down what's currently in your mind and step away for a few minutes and then come back and reread your list to see if everything has been included. So you're going to state what you want to release, and you're going to, once you make that, release paper, you're going to say it out loud, and you're going to take a deep breath. And as you exhale, you're going to imagine releasing, letting go, and floating away from you. So take as long as you need to do that. So by now, all of the energy for the full moon releasing activation that we just did should have already been and have gone through to your feet as well. That should already be done. This will continue today, that activation, through tomorrow. It has the intention of a whole 24-hour period. So when you have your words written out, so I'm just going to write one thing down to show you. So for example, I'm going to write down releasing unhealthy food choices, because I really want to get healthier. So you're going to take your paper, and these are things you're letting go, right? So you're going to take your paper and you're going to fold it away from you. So watch as I do this. I'm going to fold it away from me. I'm going to make that crease there. So then you make one crease, and then you're going to take some of the salt. It can be sea salt or table salt. And you're going to sprinkle it in your paper and place it on a table as you sprinkle the salt there. And you're going to do circular motions, and you're going to allow the salt to cover your whole paper, to cover all of the words. And be careful, and you're going to pick it up. And again, you're going to, because you already have that pre-crease, you're going to go ahead and fold that away from you. And then be careful not to let the salt come out, but just gently turn it and take the bottom portion of the paper and fold it towards the top, as you're folding things away from you that you're ready to release. And we're going to fold this a total of 3 times. Again, take the paper that is closest to you and overlap it to the top. You are sending these experiences away from you. So after you have already lit your candle, you'll take your paper, and you're going to light your paper with your candle. You don't have to hold it like I am, but I just kind of wanted to show it to you. And you're going to let it start up a little bit, let the fire go onto your paper, and you're going to drop it in your fireproof container. And you're going to watch it burn. So when it becomes too hot to touch, you're going to drop that into that fire safe container and just watch it to burn. And so did your paper burn really fast? And if it did, that indicates that you're ready to release and move on. Did your paper burn slow? This indicates that you're not fully committed to releasing everything on your list. If something else comes up after you've done the burning, just write it out, fold it away from you, and then you do the same as lighting it and putting it in that, cover it with the salt and fold it away from you and burn it in that container. So then after you do that, you're going to breathe in and release and know what you are letting go of, and that it will be replaced with love and optimism and support. So once that your paper has burned completely into ashes, you're going to throw those ashes away. And where do you throw them? Make sure that they're really fine. You can take a stick or your fingers to make sure it's, kind of really fine. You can make sure that there's no more embers on there or fire. And you can put it in dirt. You can dig a tiny little hole and just, pour those ashes into the earth and allow the earth to absorb the ashes and just cover it. You can also, if you don't have any ground or any dirt that's near you, you can also make sure it's really fine, and you're going to either flush it down the drain or flush it down the toilet, just kind of as long as it's in a water, it's going away from you. Because the full moon also represents light and potential, you can also you can also charge your tools and crystals under the light of the full moon. So for example, I could take, my bracelet or any of the tools that I work with on a continuous basis. So I would put out my obsidian, and I would put other, tools that I use. I have this gong that I use, for clearing the energy. Anything that you work with, you can even put your tools out. If let's say you're an artist, you can put your brushes, your canvas out there in the moonlight to absorb the energies. If it happens to be bad weather outside, it's raining, or you don't have the ability to go outside into the moonlight, just find a window that will allow the moon's rays to come through. And if you don't have a window, just put it near a window, because those energies will still come through the window and will touch your tools that you work with or your crystals. And then if it is outside or near your windowsill, allow it to receive the first morning sun for a few hours before you bring it away from your window. So with Jupiter, with Jupiter activating this lunar eclipse, take a moment to practice gratitude. This is after you've done everything right. Think of 5 things that you are really grateful for. So with this exercise or ritual, you can really customize it to suit your own needs. You could bring in essential oils, you can bring in crystals that are around you. There's all sorts of different things that you can do to personalize it more for you. You could be drinking tea. There's so many things. You could be playing music. You could dance. Something that would bring about happiness for you. And you can even do this afterwards as part of your gratitude that you're, very grateful that you have warm water to make tea. You can listen to very soothing music. You could do meditation. And I would encourage you to journal anything. We talked a little bit about that earlier. Journaling really helps bring out things that come up through the mind and lets you see a little perspective. You could write down how you're feeling about what you let go, why you let this go, and then in a couple of days, go back and revisit your journal and what you wrote down and see if there's any changes that you have felt after you've done that exercise. So there's no right or wrong way here to personalize this for yourself. So just go with the flow and see what comes, what inspires you, to make it your own, and just let that inspiration come to you. So how are you guys feeling about all of this? Did you have any questions? If you do, go ahead and type it out in the comments so I can help you out with that. And I do read everybody's comments, whether you write them in now or you write it out later. I will read each and every one. If you think so, you know someone that would benefit from seeing this recording, it's earlier enough in the day that people could get everything together and proceed with this full moon release exercise. And what I would also like to remind you is on Monday, the Enlightened World Network is going to have a day, it's an event, and there's no cost or obligation to attend. But it's going to be on the Enlightened World Network channel on Facebook and as well as YouTube. It's on Monday and it's going to be going pretty much all day. It'll start at 9 a.m. and move towards the evening. There's a lot of different speakers and healers. There's sound and music. And I will be doing pillars of peace and how to invoke this pillar of peace to help you. And I'll explain how to do that. And my session or my time on this event would be 11:40 Eastern time. So if you're able to drop in, even if you can't make it for everything, you'll be able to go back and watch it. It'll be recorded. A lot of it will be live, so you'll be able to go back and watch the people that you have an interest in. There will be a program that will be shown so that I believe I actually posted it up on my business page on Facebook. So you'll be able to see the different people that are engaging, and there's a lot of very talented people that will be helping out through that day. So that's it for now. I am so happy that you took a moment of your time this weekend to discover more about yourself. I think you're really ready to release, and this is going to be so good for you. So some of the things I would also like to encourage you to do is to stay hydrated over the next, 24 hours or the next 2 days, and allow yourself, to eat healthy things. And just after you do releasing, just go with the flow and allow yourself to rest if you feel tired afterwards. Just follow your body's intuition. So thank you for being here, and I will be coming back. I'll see those that are coming on Monday. I'll talk to you guys then. And otherwise, I'll be back here next Saturday. So you guys stay blessed and remember that I love you and every